You're right, guys. It's YZ and Teabag here, just to kind of run you through probably our biggest win by a sizable amount to date. Obviously, the 5,700% ASTR short that we took. I don't know how long ago now. You're thinking probably
Months ago now.
a good while ago, but
57x on capital though.
an absolutely mad move we managed to catch, and we've kind of just going to talk through both of our approaches to it, the confluence we had between each other, and the kind of confidence we had in taking the trade as the reason as to we could use 200x leverage, because obviously
You had double confluence, you had Dow theory along with like market psychology. So
stuff like that, and lots of things led to this decision. It wasn't just a willy-nilly little thing, it is a massive thing. So obviously this is the trade we took, and the trade took, it was just under a week if I remember exactly. Yeah, we're looking at about 6 days, 7 days, just under a week, 6.5 days we called it. And to catch, what was it, about 30% move, wasn't it? I'll start on the daily, because this is what I was using at the time to kind of break down the move. I think YZ was using a bit of a lower time frame, if I believe correct.
higher and lower. Yeah.
Higher and lower. So this was where my main reasoning came from. So I'd watched the big move up on this. I didn't catch anything because, you know, you're looking at 500 charts a day, and this did move relatively fast, speaking after this initial kind of test of this area here first, if you see. So we obviously had a massive move up, and we were due some downside, massively due some downside. This area is a massive area of interest for me. Things halted here, it tested here, so I kept an eye on this. I moved the level across, and obviously as we came down to here, it kind of tested the top side of this zone I had marked, which gave me good confidence that, you know, it was looking to not retest and go up any further. It was looking to push down a bit further. As for bottom side targets, you know, we were going for the big areas down here where we'd wicked previously, and it did manage to match up with some of YZ's TA. So, you know, target was easily kind of sought after. On the day time frame, you can see the move slowly laddering down here. It was breaking, it was losing a lot of key levels. It was pushing down further and further and further, and was kind of approaching this key level here, which I have marked, because this was kind of what started that initial big move up. And I saw that we came down on the daily and tested it a few days before, and that gave me the kind of confidence that, yeah, it looks like it's going for a push down. It's tested that level now, and now we're going to try and break it. So as soon as we kind of saw more, you know, downtrending candles appearing and stuff like that, this is when we took the kind of trade, with our target being in line with down here. And as you can see, what, 6-7 candles later, we was there. 7 days obviously, but there was a lot pointing towards this, not just on the daily, also on the hourly. You can see this lose of trend over time. It's, you know, it's not breaking any higher highs, it's making higher lows, and it's coming down slowly. You know, it's not going to be a straight down, we knew that. And, you know, it was the risk here of, you know, is this where we want to take profit, or do we think there's further downside to be seen? Both of us agreed that it was further downside to be seen.
It was just pure resilience in this trade.
You know, our margin was decent in the trade, but we didn't overexpose ourselves to the trade because we knew the risk that we were taking with it. We managed our risk accordingly, and obviously it paid off massively for us. So, and that's it. There's not really much to break down other than the very basis of this trade, but this is how simple it can be sometimes. You're looking for key areas of liquidity and you target them.
So I'll run you through my thoughts for our trade. So originally, obviously we have Teabag, who's got the Dow theory, which gives you nice confidence, but then we don't have exact targets with Dow theory was the issue, because obviously Dow theory just gives you large areas. So we kind of used my TA to shore up where we wanted to enter and exit. I realised we had this quite large wick to the downside, which we'd left behind. Obviously, it didn't get filled 50%, which we'd left behind, because this one, I know, basically got filled. There we go. So this one got filled, so this was negligible. So this was a new complete print of imbalance at the lows. So obviously we had our target set at a 50% to be captured, because obviously that's where you're aiming. Obviously this imbalance needs to be covered. So we had this 100% wick we printed, which we wanted to fill, which did get filled, which left this little liquidity pool to the downside. That's where we took our entry offers. Once this liquidity pool got filled, we had these downside targets. So obviously we had super high leverage. So we had small downside targets here. Stops were just above like this key area of liquidity here. It was somewhere in this imbalance here. This imbalance has already been filled later on. But we literally entered off this liquidity pool entry, and then fucking well, we just blew up to the downside. To be honest, it's not much by it. There's not many hold there, like anywhere that's going to hold it in between this area. There's nothing key in this section which was telling us there's any like super resistance. Obviously, to be able to catch a move this big in a time frame this small, there's got to be luck beside it. Like dumps like this don't just happen. We're not saying that it was pure like skill to come down, but it also wasn't pure luck either. We knew what we was taking. We just didn't know how like the magnitude of how quick it would move and all this. But this is literally just showing you how easy it can be if you have clear targets, clear entries. But other than that, that's all the TA we needed for this trade. There was not much behind it. It was confluence of having huge Dow theory areas matched with high like psychological and liquidity based targets, allowing us to literally get a almost sniper entry. That is basically a summary of how we took the trade. Other than that, I think we're all good. See you in the next recap, boys.
See you later.